What's up? How you doing? Here we are. Beautiful day today outside. Beautiful day. Got some fresh coffee here. Delicious. Very low sugar and rich flavor. Very good. Now, have my aftershave here. Well, shave. It's taped up because when they ship it, they tape it all the way to the top like a mummy. Otherwise, it may leak. So, Stephen or Stefan Bay Rum. Look at that. Bay Rum, refreshing smell for face and body, aftershave and body rub. Bay Rum since 1897. That's fascinating, a long time. That's refreshing. You smell that, it's uplifting. This is what they use in my barber shop. They finish, sometimes you get a shave there with the straight blade. They do the neck that way too. And then at the end, when everything is done, the barber will take some of this, pour it in here, do one of these things and pat it around you. And then you smell like a fresh rainforest. Delicious. So I highly recommend this product. I gotta find out how they pronounce it though. It's either Stephen or Stefan. Probably Stefan. Bay Rum. So, good product. Good product. And good coffee. Last night I had those intense dreams. So the first one, it was kind of based in reality because I actually did something that this dream is kind of like the next stage of, right? So back in, I think it was 87, around there, went to Niagara Falls up in Canada. And I had a key for one of those, I don't even know, it's a round key, like Coke machines use those and things like that kind of key. Alarms in the old days would use them. So I went to Niagara Falls, and there's a history behind that key, and I said, okay, I'm getting rid of this key. So best place to get rid of it is throwing it into Niagara Falls, and that's what I did. I picked it up out of my pocket, and I threw it real hard, and I watched it go down in slow motion into the lake below and vanish. Well, okay, so now we fast forward to today, 2025, many years later, I'm a lot older, and in my dream, which felt like reality, I go back to Niagara Falls and I'm going to retrieve the key. So I'm down below swimming where the water is coming down, all that water off the top, the waterfall, yeah. I'm down there and I'm swimming around, and then I take a deep breath and I go down, and I go down and down and down, and all of a sudden, from being nice and bright out with a blue sky and nice weather and all that, I'm all of a sudden looking around and it's pitch black, like dark, like a cave, and I'm like, wow, this is creepy. And I look up, and all I can see is a little shining piece of the sun, just a little bit. So I don't know how I do it, but I find the key. And I swim back up, but it's taking a really long time to get back up, and I can feel in my dream that I'm suffocating. I need a breath of air. So finally, I make it to the top. I get pulled up, like a balloon with water. I get pulled up, and even though I'm at the top, I'm having a hard time breathing because a lot of mist. So as I'm breathing in mist from the waterfall. So anyway, I had the key in my hand, and I found it incredible. I said, all these years later, and the key looks brand new. So that part of the dream happened. And I can't overemphasize how dark it was down there. Really dark. And the dream felt like, I don't know, maybe I had gone down like 10 feet. But in reality, I felt like I had gone down hundreds and hundreds of feet. So, because it was at the bottom, and I look and I go, there it is. There's the key. So anyway, that's one part. That's one dream I had. Then another one was, I'm in some kind of building. Looks like a museum or something, and I'm looking around, shiny artifacts, And then there's a guy there, and he's demonstrating to me. I'm the only one there at first. He's demonstrating a product. So basically, he's got a rock, and the product is like a wheel. And anyway, he puts this wheel thing. It climbs, it goes over, it comes back, and just spins. And I go, he's probably doing a sales pitch here. He's probably gonna say, "Would you like to buy one?" And in my dream, I was thinking, looks like something that would cost about $25. So he's doing the demonstration, and then a bunch of people gather around. They're all looking at it too. And then he says, "Well, I'm selling these. I invented this product, and it's $400." And I go, "For 25, maybe I would have bought it, but for 400, what am I gonna do with it? Unnecessary." So I walked off. I went outside, and I didn't realize it at first, but the museum is on top of some kind of mountain peak. And the sides are all cliffs, like sudden drops. It's not like a gradual drop, it's a sudden drop. And I see over on one side, there is a Chinese man who looks to be about 90. And he's sitting there in a frozen statue-like position with his eyes closed on the edge. Like literally, like he's got a quarter inch before he falls off. And he's just, like he's meditating. And I go and I'm looking at him. And I look over and I go, "That's quite a drop there." And then he opens up his eyes, he smiles, and walks inward. So in my dream, again, I have to go and experience this. So I go and I look and I go, "Wow, that's crazy." And then there's a little side thing you can go down made out of granite, right? That leads even further out, right? It's like isolated. And I go out there and I look, and it's in a pitch like this. So I go down there, it's nice and dry. I go down there and I look, a little bit of a breeze too. I look down and I'm literally about 3,000 feet above the town below. The houses, they look like little tops of a match, little tiny houses down there. So I'm about 3,000 feet up, maybe more. And I'm looking, and that was a little bit of a breeze. So I start getting that feeling like, I could like slip here and fall and be falling for a while before I hit the ground there. So I turn around, and as I turn around to go back up, all of a sudden now that granite rock that was nice and dry, now all of a sudden is slippery. It's got like a mist on it. It's wet. It's a bit slimy, and I'm having a hard time going up this thing. So I did make it up, but I was like thinking, wow, this is crazy. How did I end up in this location? So those are the two dreams I had, and they were kind of like borderline, or at least, yeah, borderline nightmarish. Especially the second one. Good coffee. So, but a lot of times I find that when I have dreams like that, the sleep is not of high quality. In other words, I feel like if I had a camera on me in the real world, right, the camera's on me and I watch it the next day, I would be tossing and turning and not resting well. Because I kind of felt like I was asleep, but not really, that feeling, not that nice deep sleep where you fall asleep and you wake up and you feel like, you went into a coma and then snapped out of it. No, this was like, I felt like I was in between awake and asleep at the same time. So, yeah, but I have a lot of dreams like that. I've mentioned before on this channel that I have a dream where there's a rubber, like a pole, about that wide to have, has a circumference to have one of my feet on it, right? And this pole where the dream begins off of, I don't climb it, I'm just up there, right? So it's right above the cloud line. So you have the clouds down below, maybe a few hundred feet below me, and then this rubber pole, and I'm balancing on my left leg. I'm a righty. I'm balancing on my left leg. My right leg is out here somewhere, right? And the pole is going this way and this way and this way and this way, and I'm stuck up there. I'm thinking in my dream, what should I do? And the only thing I can think of is maybe if I hop up, hug it, and then slide down like a fireman. But then I'm thinking, I'm wearing a short sleeve shirt. I don't have like a Carhartt, one of those jackets made out of canvas. So my arms, by the time I get down, like it literally looks like I'm about 10,000 feet up, right? At least. And I'm thinking the friction burns on my arms. Not going to be good. I'm going to have to put Solarcaine on there after. But I wake up from that dream. I never make it down. I'm balancing like this, side to side. And anytime I bounce this way, the pole, swings this way, this way. It's not a wooden pole or a metal pole. This is like a, made out of rubber. So I have that dream. Then I have the dream where I'm in the middle of a forest, miles and miles away from civilization, and then all of a sudden it's dark out, nighttime, but the moon is there, and then all of a sudden the forest clears out, and it's like an open field, like a football field with mulch. And I'm walking and I'm looking at the moon, and it's a beautiful night out, nice temperature and everything. And then there's a hole in the ground in the middle of this field, and I go into the hole head first. I'm crawling. It's just enough space for me to do this motion and go down. And there's a lot of forks on the road, or on the path, on the tunnel, whatever you want to call it. And I'm going this way, then I'm going that way. Eventually, I fall into a room, like 15, 20 feet down. The hole is up top. I fall down, and I'm in a room now, and there's no way out. The walls are made out of dirt, so you can't, I have no rope. I can't climb up. And I'm just in there, and that's the whole dream. Stuck in like an Alfred Hitchcock movie or something. So I have that dream, and then it's another one that I've had. Oh, the airplane one. So I'm on an airplane on the outside. I'm holding on to the wing. It's a 747. My hands are sliding slowly, and there's about a dozen people behind me holding on to my legs, one after the other. It's like a line of people. But I'm the one responsible, so my hands are slipping. And then I wake up before I finally let go, and we're all falling. So it's a creepy dream. Let me think, what's another? Got the tunnel one, I got the rubber pole one. There's many times when I'm in an airplane, and it's flying normally, and then all of a sudden, I look out the window, and there's like a tunnel that's coming up, and the plane is trying to squeeze into the tunnel, or there's a bridge that we barely make it over, or there's buildings that the plane barely clears. So I have that. And then, of course, when I was a kid, I had the King Kong dream. Every year, once a year, King Kong would be in my neighborhood looking for me, like I was Jessica Lange. And I'd be running through my neighborhood, and just as I would feel like I got away, I'd see King Kong. King Kong would find me again. At one point, I'm in my house where I grew up, and I'm in my room, and I see King Kong walking by, and I see the eyeball, and he sees me, and his hand goes through the front door, up the stairs, and is trying to get to the back where I am, and I run out the back. I climb over the fence, had a lady in the back, her name was Mrs. Murphy. I jump over the fence, go in the back, and I escape. And every year is the same thing. Sometimes I'm in a subway, sometimes I'm on an escalator train, one of those, they used to call me L trains back then. And he's chasing me. And the only way I survive is when I wake up. And that's the thing about dreams. Eventually you do wake up, and the nightmare evaporates. But if that happens in real life, like some kind of situation, which we all have, right? You never wake up from that. That's just reality. So today looks beautiful. Gonna go outside. I lost my boomerang yesterday. Although I have a backup, but I lost that. See, that's the thing. You cannot throw the boomerang in an area where it's all shrubs. And the second you lose eye contact with where it landed, like you look away and do one of these things, that's when you lose the boomerang. So I've lost it. I didn't throw it the correct way. It went straight and it never came back. I bought another one though. So, but I do have spares, and the best thing is the desert. In an open area where it's like a dry lake bed, you never lose it there. So that's what I'm planning on doing next week. I'm going to go out to the desert, dry lake bed, and I'm going to practice my boomerang throwing capabilities. or skills. Yeah, when you get good at the boomerang, it's amazing. It does that 360 and you grab it. You know, when you're not good at it, it just keeps going like a frisbee. So anything like that, I'm fascinated. I used to play all that stuff when I was a kid, frisbee, playing catch, simple stuff. Stuff today that if you told a kid about, they would look at you and say, that's boring. So, yeah, it's nice out. It's nice out. I could see way, way, way in the distance and a beautiful day. Anyway, that's it for now. Ciao.